Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka J-Lord33, back here today with another video on the channel for you guys. And today we're going to be talking about WWE 2K23. We got some huge news about the game today. We got the cover athlete announced. We got a little bit of tab-in information about the new game modes with some new match types, and we are going to get into all of that. If you guys remember last year, I did do some WWE 2K22 content on the channel, and I do plan to do that again this year as well, and it's very, very exciting. I completely forgot that WWE 2K23 was coming out, but it'll be out in about a month and a half, so definitely things are gonna get ramped up here, and we are on the road to WrestleMania, so there's a lot to be excited about if you're a WWE fan at the moment, with WrestleMania season, the Royal Rumble this week, WWE 2K23 news, so some cool things to come out. But we have a little bit of a trailer here revealing the cover athlete, and I'm absolutely hyped. But without any talking, let's get into this mini trailer. We got our boy Bad Bunny back.
Could I get a selfie with you guys? Of course. Yes.
Look at the floating hat. I love it. And then we got Logan Paul.
Cena, you son of a...
Austin Theory. It's funny because Logan Paul and Theory have been rumored opponents for Cena Mania this year. And then there's the real Cena.
You can see me.
And there you got it. We got some John Cena 2K23 footage. Even stronger. So that's the hashtag for this year. So basically, Cena is going to be the cover athlete. And I'm going to show you guys the photos of the 3 different cover editions.
What's up, John?
Hey. Wait.
It's funny. I got to laugh here. I don't know. That's not a PS5 controller that Cena's using. I have my PS5 controller like right here. All right. And that doesn't look like a PS5 or an Xbox controller. It looks more like a PS4 one, right? But still, this commercial is pretty funny.
They can see me.
And here we have some 2K23 gameplay, right? We got Cena with his hair, and he's giving Austin Theory the AA and all that. And there you go. So WWE 2K23 even stronger. One thing that I will say right away, sorry, Bianca, but one thing I will say right away that I do find interesting is, well, how different will the graphics be? If you guys remember, the graphics for last year on 2K22 were amazing, right? But they're basically the same for PS4 and PS5. There was very little difference. I'm really hoping that this year that they take that step into the next direction, being able to use the full compatibility of the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and really we get to see that big difference between PS4 and PS5 graphics. The game looks almost exactly the same, and the graphics are amazing, but I feel like there's even more they can do since it is, of course, the PS5, But I want to show you guys the cover concepts. So we do have a couple screenshots of the game, right? Let me see if I can pull those up for you guys. So we have some screenshots, right? And of course we're gonna get a lot more as we get into closer to the actual release. We have like about a month and a half, about 6 weeks or so till the game releases. But we got Stone Cold Steve Austin looking amazing. Right here we have, this is the normal edition of the game. So there's 3 different editions you can get. There's the standard edition, there's the deluxe edition, and then there's the icon edition. Cena's going to be on the cover of all 3, but here's the standard edition. So this was Cena from, mainly a couple years ago when he was walking that light green, that lime green shirt for like ever. But, I do like this cover. And then here's the deluxe edition, which, if I'm being honest, this is probably the best cover of the 3. Because look, you have like Cena in like his Thugonomics, right? Early John Cena, like 2004, U.S. champion John. I just love how he has like the gray silhouette, right? And then you see like the U.S. championship colored in its, highlighted with its colors, and then you got the gold background. So I really do like the way this cover looks. And then here's the Icon Edition. This one I think will be priced, what, $99 or a little bit above, but this will be the most expensive one. But you'll be able to get it. There'll be tons of pre-order bonuses, right? If you choose not to pre-order the Icon Edition, most of the pre-order bonuses you'll be able to buy at like a later cost, a couple months after the game's been released. But here's the Icon Edition. The guy that did the art for this, he does, and Rob's, his last name starts with an S, but he does like a lot of cool art of WWE superstars, and this is really cool. You have like, this is Cena in his prime with the WWE Championship, the spinner title. So, lots of really cool stuff. But let me know in the comment section which cover do you guys like best? I like the deluxe edition the best. I think that's really, really cool with the gold background. But yeah. But let me see. There was a couple other screenshots. So here we got some other screenshots. So here we have Cena doing his entrance, right? And he has the 20 years John Cena attire, right? With the black shirt and the black hat. He has the same Titantron that he did before, but I hope that they'll update it. If you guys remember that that Titantron he had when he came out for his 20th anniversary, and the one that he had a couple weeks ago on SmackDown when he was tagging with KO against Roman and Sami Zayn, that Titantron's fire. So I hope that, with about a month and a half left for the game, that they go back and change his Titantron and have it updated, because the Titantron he has now is probably the best ones he's ever had. And it wouldn't, be cool because it matches, of course, with the black shirt and the black hat. But still, Cena looks absolutely clean here. His model is pretty much the same as it's been since like it was in last year's game. Right. He does have a little bit more hair in real life. We know he's been growing the hair out, even though he has that disgusting bald spot that he refuses to take care of, even though he has all the money in the world. But still, his hair's a little bit longer in real life, but in the game, it's a little bit short. It's not super short, but it's a little bit short. But still, for the most part, it looks like Cena. I just hope that they update his Titantron before the game releases, especially since he is the cover athlete. We have Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, looking absolutely on point. Look at the physique. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but LA Knight, one of my favorite superstars, for the last 10 years, he's been really one of the guys doing a lot of the mocap. So he's been actually doing a lot of the entrances for superstars, and doing the mocap for a lot of the moves that are in the game. And he's actually pretty damn good at doing it, really, really good. That's impressive that he's able to do other superstars' entrance so easily. Right. And they don't scan all the superstars in the game. Some of them they have to actually just do based off computer models and all that. But this one looks pretty much like Lashley. He has the crazy physique and everything, and he looks awesome. We also got Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Sorry about that. You guys remember last year, Hulk Hogan in 2K22, you had to pre-order the game to get him, right? This year you probably won't have to do that, but still, he looks like Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And then we have Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Like I said, their models look pretty much the same. For the most part, the graphics were so good in last year's game that for the most part, there's a good amount of superstars that you won't have to change their models this year, right? They'll have very similar models. So like Drew and Roman, they look almost exactly like they did last year. With just like a couple updates to their attire. I don't think Roman had this attire last year. But anyway, one thing you see war in the background. One of the big things this year is we're going to have war games in the game. And I'll get into that in a second. But yes, war games is going to be a featured match in 2K23. And that should be fun. And then we have Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And both look incredible. I think Rhea's hair should be maybe a little more darker because she has dyed it more black in recent months. But still, she looks good. One thing that will be interesting, you guys know me, I'm a Sasha Banks fan. Sasha is no longer with WWE. Will Sasha be in the game? I still hope so. I would hope Sasha would be in the game. I don't know when they filmed like all the cutscenes and stuff for like My Rise and all that, but I would hope, I would hope that still Sasha's still in the game. They're gonna have her model in there, or have like her entrance and her gear and her presets and all that. So even if she's not an actual character, because remember, like last year they took out like Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole and all these guys because they had left WWE around that time. Sasha's been gone for almost a year, but she was still on the roster per se, right? But it was January 1st where she was like officially no longer with WWE. So I still hope that she's in the game. That would break my heart not to be able to play as Sasha in the game. Of course, somebody will make her model right in the community creations, but still, I still hope that she's in the game. Anyway, we don't have the full roster yet. We have an idea of who's going to be in the game. Most of your favorites, but like people like Sasha and other who have left WWE in the last year, like will Naomi be in the game, right? We don't know yet, and we won't find that out for a couple more weeks. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. The last thing I want to go through, there's a lot. This article gives a lot of information about things that are going to be in the game, right? And I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. There's a lot of information here, which is good. There's a lot that we get to find out about the game. But, it's just a lot of information. So I'll try to keep this short and sweet. But here we go. So WWE 2K23 features several franchise advancements, including a new unique take on the 2K showcase, the WWE 2K introduction of the fan favorite War Games match, and expansions to 7 marquee game modes. In addition, fans can also look forward to a deep roster of WWE superstars and legends. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, so Cody Rhodes will be in the game. Cannot wait to have his theme song and all that good stuff. Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and more. Realistic graphics, animations, camera angles, and lighting, accessible controls, and a new optional pinning mechanic will add to the highly immersive experience. Ooh, that'll be interesting, a new pinning mechanic. I know last year they changed it to where you would just mash the button, right? In years past, it was like you had to time the pin up, but last year it was just mash the button based on like how much stamina or energy or health your player had left, right? So it'll be interesting to see what that new pinning mechanic is. I also got to think for a second, the new AEW video game, when does that come out? That should be coming out early this year as well. So if the AEW and WWE games are coming out around the same time, and if they're both like good, that's going to be very, very exciting. Anyway, so the deluxe edition and icon edition are scheduled to release Tuesday, March 14th, which is crazy because I get back from vacation. I go on vacation early March and I come back like March 12th. So that's going to be kind of hyped to come back from vacation and, for 2K to come out like the day after. That's going to be very exciting. But yeah, it will release Tuesday, March 14th via early access, followed by the standard edition and cross-gen on Friday, March 17th. So cross-gen, so that's big. We're going to have cross-gen this year. So I guess that means PS5 people will be able to play on Xbox Series X. So you'll be able to play with your friends on different consoles, which is really cool to see. Plus, I don't know what that means for PC or like PS4 and like other editions. Like, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and find out. But cross-gen, that is very exciting. Like I said, there's so much news in this article. It is a pleasure to tell the story of my career through the WWE 2K23 showcase, said Cena. 2K has done a fantastic job capturing and invigorating the 2K franchise through this concept, and I am honored to grace the cover of WWE 2K23. Much like our cover superstar John Cena, the visual concepts team didn't back down from the challenge to prove that the quality of the WWE 2K franchise is here to stay, said Greg Thomas. WWE 2K23 takes a winning formula and adds so much more. We're especially excited to see how fans react to the 2K showcase and War Games. So here's some of the big features for the game. Like I said, Cena is going to be the 2K showcase star, which is huge. You guys know John Cena is my favorite WWE superstar of all time, outside of Sasha Banks, of course. But I grew up a big Cena guy. He was the guy for me when I was a kid. and I loved him. I still do. So definitely, we've never had a 2K showcase featuring Cena. Last year they had Rey Mysterio, and he was fantastic. 2K20, because remember there was no 2K21, 2K20. Even as bad as that game was with all the glitches, it had the Four Horsewomen story with Sasha, Bailey, Charlotte, and Becky. I can't remember. I think 2K19, if I'm right. I think that was Daniel Bryan. I think that was the Yes Movement one. And then after that it gets kind of fuzzy. I know 2K16, I think they did Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? And I don't remember who they did for 2K17 and 2K18. That's where I forget what the showcase mode was for that. And now I kind of want to know, what was the showcase mode? I'm doing this as I'm recording, but who cares? What was the showcase mode for 2K17? Come on, load faster, please. Oh, that's right. They didn't do a show. They added the showcase in Hall of Fame. Yes, I do remember that. With Ric Flair. Yep, I do remember that. That's why I can remember it. You had to buy a DLC to get the showcase mode in 2K17. And in 2K18, there was no showcase mode, it looks like. See, okay, so there we go. Yeah. So yeah, 2K16 they had Stone Cold, which was great. 2K19 was Daniel Bryan. 2K20 was the Four Horsewomen. 2K22 was Rey Mysterio, and this year is going to be Cena. This is probably going to be the most hype showcase because it is Cena, and of course they're going to be telling 20 years of his career. Which I don't even know. I might have to do a separate video just talking about what those matches could be. I know that tonight on Monday Night Raw, which we will have a review for, we will be having a Monday Night Raw review. They're going to be releasing an actual trailer on Raw 30, showcasing the Cena showcase mode, right? So you're getting a lot of 2K news today. So I might actually do a reaction to that trailer and talk about, what to expect from that mode, right? But literally, there's so many matches in Cena's career. It's honestly, it can honestly be a little bit difficult, choosing which match is which. Cena is, especially when he was in his prime. I'm talking about from 2009 to 2014. Those years, the prime Cena years. There's so many matches. There's almost 20 different matches you could pick from, right? And I hope it's not they're just gonna pick one match from each year of his career. There's so many matches. You can go from the rivalry with Shawn Michaels, the rivalry with Triple H, the rivalry with Edge, right? You can then go into the 2010s, the matches with Sheamus, and you can go into the rivalry with Batista. Then you can go into 2011. You go with The Miz, and then of course the match with Cena, The Rock versus R-Truth and The Miz at Survivor Series. Then you go into 20. I can't even forget. Are they gonna put the CM Punk matches in there? You can't tell the story of John Cena without CM Punk, especially from 2011 through 2013, when those two had the best rivalry in the company for 2 years. You can't tell Cena's career without telling the story of CM Punk. So I'm hoping that we get CM Punk in this game. That would be great. I'll be disappointed. I know in the Rey Mysterio showcase, right, we didn't get Randy Orton and the Kurt Angle match from 2006, which some would argue is Rey Mysterio's greatest win. So I'll be personally a little disappointed if we don't get Cena versus Punk, at least one of their matches. 2011 Money in the Bank, the Monday Night Raw match before WrestleMania 29, right? The Night of Champions match in Boston, their SummerSlam match. They had two really good SummerSlam matches. So, I'll be very disappointed if you don't have at least one or two CM Punk matches in there in the Cena showcase, right? Of course, you're going to have probably both matches against The Rock, right? And then, of course, you can keep going, the match with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. You go into 2014, maybe the feud with Bray Wyatt, right? And then you can just go on and on. The 2015, the U.S. Championship reign, those matches with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like I said, like I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Like who knows how many matches I just named. Then you keep going, right? 2016, Cena versus AJ Styles, that rivalry. You could put all 3 of those matches in the showcase if you wanted to, right? And then you keep going and going. 2017, 2018, 2019, right? The matches against Roman Reigns from last year's SummerSlam. The list is going on and on. So I'm really hoping that they do justice. Like, there's so many great matches, really. And I'm going to be disappointed if, like, you know, there's, because I followed Cena's whole career. I've seen every single one of his big matches on repeat. So I know his career better than almost anybody. So I'm going to be disappointed if they leave some of those big matches out. But anyway, 2K Showcase starring John Cena. Conquering John Cena in the ring is an accolade few superstars can claim. In an unprecedented twist on the 2K Showcase, players will step into the boots of several of Cena's toughest competitions with one goal in mind: defeat the man who will never give up. Spanning his 20-year WWE career and narrated by Cena himself, this interactive sports entertainment documentary uses 2K's unique slingshot tech for a seamless transition from gameplay to live action footage to bring pivotal moments in each match to life, which is something like they did last year with Rey Mysterio's showcase. Like, you would be in the middle of a match, you would have cheated an objective, and then it would kind of transition right into, you know, like them recreating what actually happened in that match, but in the game, which is actually like really, really cool. So that should be pretty exciting. I'm super hyped now to play this. But yeah, I didn't read this part. You will step into the boots of several of Cena's toughest competitors with one goal in mind: defeat the man who will never give up. So if this is right, instead of playing as Cena, you're going to be playing as some of Cena's competitors. So like I said, the Triple H's, the Shawn Michaels, the Edge, the Batistas, the Ortons, the Rocks, you know, hopefully CM Punk. That's pretty cool. So defeat the man who will never give up. That's pretty cool because there's a lot of guys that, you know, that didn't beat Cena. There's very few that can say that actually beat him. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. You know, we all know the first match of the showcase needs to be against Kurt Angle. I know Kurt Angle wasn't in the game last year, but hopefully he is in the game this year. You can't have like I said, just like you can't have the showcase of Cena without Punk, you can't have a showcase without Kurt Angle when Cena's career started against Kurt Angle. So hopefully Kurt Angle's back in the game. And also, just like, you got to think about all of the cool, like, attires of Cena you're going to be able to unlock throughout this game. Like, all his different color shirts, his unique entrances, all that. So that's going to be pretty cool. You know, they unlock all those different attires. But this gets me super excited for the game, man. Really cannot wait to play the 2K Showcase. I think I might be more hype for the showcase than playing My Career, really. Especially if Cena's narrating it, man. You know, one of the greatest talkers in WWE history. That's gonna be hype. I'm super excited for that. I cannot wait to see what kind of video packages they have planned for the mode. Like, you guys can hear me. I'm spending so much time talking about this, but I'm super, super pumped now to get on this 2K Showcase. But yeah, moving on. We got War Games. War Games will be making its debut in the WWE franchise, the WWE video game franchise, which is super exciting. So the fan favorite, chaotic and action-packed War Games match makes its debut in 2K23 and delivers heart-pounding 3v3 and 4v4 single-player multiplayer mayhem inside 2 side-by-side rings surrounded by a double steel cage. So it's just like the War Games match in real life. The only difference is it's 3v3 and 4v4. I guess 5v5. I think the reason why it's not in the game, because that's what most War Games matches are, it's probably because it would be a little difficult having, 10 people in, going back and forth between 2 rings from a video game standpoint, right? So maybe they're going to see how, the War Games match goes this year with the game, and then, of course, they'll make changes necessary. So let's say, like, 2K24, that's when they can give you the 5v5 War Games match. But the fact that you're getting the War Games match here is going to be fun as hell. fun as hell. 3v3 and 4v4. So you can do it single player or multiplayer wise. So that should actually be very, very exciting. I love that. Yeah. But yeah, cannot wait to get in the Warrior. I can imagine just doing that with my friends and playing that all night. That could be fun. Then we got My GM, right? So My GM was great last year. Of course, there's room to improve that. But My GM now featuring more GMs to choose from, or you could use a player's own custom GM, which they did have this past year. So from GMs, right, last year, the options were, I think it was Shane McMahon. Or I might have been wrong. It was like Shane, Stephanie, Triple H, and I think William Regal, if I'm right. But those were like your options, and you could also use a custom superstar as a GM as well. But now you have more GMs to choose from, which will be interesting who they add, right? Because probably like Adam Pearce and maybe Sonya Deville, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, you'll have more GMs to choose from, which will go in more options, multiple seasons, more match cards, match types. Players drop the roster, manage budgets, sign free agents, choose various match types, arena locations, production elements, and more, with the goal of beating a rival GM in the weekly ratings battles. So yeah, My GM is back. My Faction, now featuring online multiplayer action, the team building mode. So My Faction is like WWE 2K's version of My Team from NBA 2K. So the team building mode in which players collect, manage, and upgrade an array of WWE superstars and legends to create their ultimate 4-person factions. Players can now take their faction online and complete for global dominance, or complete in weekly towers and faction wars, while new themed card packs and goals roll out regularly throughout the year. So that should be interesting. And of course, My Rise, which is the My Career mode. Aspiring superstars walk through the curtain for their WWE debut in My Rise and shape their career with the decisions made along the way. Featuring distinct men's and women's division storylines and the ability to import custom created superstars, players journey from humble beginnings of a rookie to being immortalized as a WWE legend. So that should, My Rise speaks for itself. My Rise last year, it was fine. There's also there's a little bit of an annoyance with some of with some of the storylines. Really, like you're just playing match after match after match, right? And sometimes the cutscenes were just either too short to me, or I just wanted more. Right, so My Rise wasn't bad last year. It was a step in the right direction, but there's still a lot of improvement that I think that they can do. So hopefully, they listen to what the fans said, and hopefully My Rise is even better this year. But of course, having both distinct men's and women's storylines should be pretty cool. And if you guys remember, I did stream a little bit of My Rise on the channel here last year. I stopped, right? Because I kind of just got a little boring after a while, right? So hopefully My Rise is better, so we can do a full series this year. And WWE Universe mode. I don't think Universe mode was in last year's game, if I'm correct, right? But Universe mode is here, the ultimate WWE Universe sandbox that puts players in charge of their own version of WWE, from superstar rosters, feuds, champions, weekly shows, and premium live events. Updates to the universe include a reworked story system and more. So that should be hyped. I know a lot of people have complained that Universe mode it was just the same old thing, really for a long time there with very few updates. So definitely Universe mode. Hopefully, it's a step in the right direction. But look, there's a lot to do in this game. You got, showcase mode, you got My GM mode, you got faction modes, you got the My Career, you got the Universe mode. So 5 unique modes, right? They're all different. Then, of course, you have your normal standard match and play with friends. So there's a lot to do in this game. A lot. And, of course, last but not least, you have the different editions and the pre-order bonuses. So we'll go through these very, very quickly. So the standard edition will be available for $60 on PS4 and Xbox One. And then, of course, $70 on PS5 and Xbox Series X, both physical and digital. Cross-gen edition will be available digitally for $70 on PlayStation and Xbox consoles. The cross-gen edition includes the standard edition across previous and current-gen platforms within the same console family and the same PlayStation and Xbox account. So, yep. The deluxe edition will be available for $100. PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One in both physical and digital, and on PC. The deluxe edition includes the standard edition. You'll get the Bad Bunny bonus pack. So Bad Bunny will be in the game this year. We saw him in the trailer, right? Plus, there'll be a season pass to include all 5 post-launch DLC. And remember, there was a lot of DLC characters last year. There was a lot. I almost forgot at times that, oh, wait, I pre-ordered this game, so there's 5 DLCs that I got to remember to download. But, yep. It'll be interesting to see who the DLC characters are. But they got the My Rise Mega Boost and Supercharger, just so that this helps for your My Career, make things easier. You get a Ruby John Cena for My Faction, a Gold Edge My Faction, you get an Emerald Bianca Belair card, a Gold Asuka My Faction card, and 3 basic Platinum launch My Faction card packs. The Deluxe Edition will be available from March 14th. So, yeah. So if you're a big fan of My Faction, you may want to pre-order the game. I never really got into the mode, but you never know. Maybe one of these years. And then, of course, the Icon Edition, which will be the really expensive one. You'll have to pay $120 for those on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, and PC. You get the cool cover art from Rob Scamberger. In addition to the standard edition and all the bonus content, the deluxe edition, the Icon edition gives you the Ruthless Aggression pack, which celebrates 20 years of John Cena's WWE career. So you get a John Cena early prototype character. So I guess this is like Cena from way, way back, right? Early in his career, like when he was wrestling Kurt Angle. So you'll get that version of Cena. You'll get a Le'Veon Batista. What's that? I don't know. That's early Batista. I don't know what that really means. You'll get rookie versions of Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. So you'll get Brock Lesnar early in his career and Randy Orton very early in his career before he joined Evolution. And then you'll get the John Cena Legacy Championship and the WrestleMania 22 Arena. The WrestleMania 22 Arena, where I think that was 2006? I think that was the year he faced Triple H at Mania, which that was a really good Mania match, which I expect to be featured in this year's showcase mode. But yeah, so you get a lot there. And like I said, if you choose not to pre-order the Icon edition of the game, probably about 2 months after WWE 2K23 has been released, you'll be able to get the John Cena Ruthless Aggression pack and just buy it for like $5. So you do like $5-6 on the PlayStation Store or Xbox Store. So yeah, don't worry if you don't pre-order the game. You'll be able to get those pre-order bonuses at a later time. It's really just to try to convince people to spend a couple extra bucks to get the game early. The Bad Bunny bonus pre-order pack. Players who pre-order the standard edition and cross-gen edition will receive the Bad Bunny bonus pack, which gets you Bad Bunny as a playable character, as well as a Ruby tier Bad Bunny My Faction card as well. So, yeah, there you go. And like I said, you'll also be able to buy, if you choose to wait, right, and you don't pre-order the game, you'll be able to get the Bad Bunny pack on the PlayStation Store at a later time as well. You'll be able to buy that, so it shouldn't be any big issue. So, yeah, like I said, these pre-order things are just to try to get people to buy the game early, but you'll be able to get it at a later time if you so choose. But yeah, that's about it. I know this was a really long video. I didn't meant for it to be this long, but definitely the excitement kind of grows for WWE 2K23, man. Very, very excited. And like I said, we'll have more information. The WWE, the official 2K Showcase trailer for Cena's showcase mode will be out during Monday Night Raw, so I might do a reaction to that tonight. So be on the lookout for that. But I am very, very excited for WWE 2K23, man. So, I'm getting pumped. I don't know. If I have time later today, I might just go play WWE 2K22 just to get myself ready again. Get myself familiar with the controls since it's been a couple months. But let me know in the comment section what you guys are most hyped for when it comes to WWE 2K23. What mode are you guys most excited to play? What characters do you hope are in the game? I just hope that Sasha's in the game, hopefully, but we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Hit the bell next to my name, Fitzmonk TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Follow me down on social media. The links are in the description down below. I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.